Okay guys, I'm bringing you a new review right here. I want to review this cassette deck that I got quite a few months ago. I got it in mid-year last year. I got it last year around mid-year. This is a Ariston WX-510. It's a double cassette deck. I bought it on eBay for about 30 quid. Now there's very little information about this cassette deck out there. It was like, when I looked it up online, all I can find is basically just eBay listings for it. You know, people selling it for around the same price as what I bought this particular unit for. I got it for around 30 quid plus shipping on eBay, so that's about £30 plus about £5 shipping on eBay. Yeah, as I said, there's very little information about this cassette deck out there. I did post a question on like some tape forum, and they basically said that it's very similar to a lot of cheap cassette decks that were made in the late 90s and early 2000s, where they were just a simple double cassette deck mechanism with just it just has normal piano key controls, and there's a few features on here like we have on here we have just normal tape controls, play, rewind, fast forward, stop, eject, pause, and on the display here we have a noise reduction feature, which is dynamic noise reduction. So if you have a tape that was not recorded with Dolby noise reduction, you would switch this on and then it would reduce the tape hiss. We have adjustable recording level. We have on deck 2 we have a tape counter with a reset button, and we also have a couple of controls on the front here. We have play for chrome tapes, so if you have a type 2 cassette you would engage this, then it will play it at the proper equalization. We have dubbing and high-speed dubbing. I'll just turn it on here, and there's level meters here. Now these level meters it doesn't actually redo the left and right channels combined. It's sort of a mono sort of thing, where even though it's stereo, it just shows the left and right level meters, you know, combined. We have and then if you want to do normal speed dubbing from this deck to this deck, you have it on here, and if you want to do high speed dubbing, you'd also do this. And also you would copy a tape at high speed. And it also has record to chrome tape. So if a type 2 cassette, you would do this, record it, and yeah, this is quite a common cassette mechanism that was made in the late 90s and early 2000s. I looked it up. Initially I thought there was very little information available about this cassette deck like online, but it's just one of the typical cheap mechanisms, tape decks that were made in the late 90s and early 2000s, which is basically a double cassette deck with a few features. And I've already uploaded a couple of videos of doing high-speed dubbing on this, so I will not do that in this video. But and it also has a remote sensor here, but I don't know what the remote sensor would control. Yeah, I really know, because this is supposed to be a hi-fi stereo system. If we so I have to unplug these and then turn it around. We just have the line in and line output jacks, but there's also a jack here for connection to WX-W150 amplifier only, which is some sort of amplifier, obviously, that will be used to do the output of this cassette deck. And yeah, this is a very simple cassette deck. It doesn't have anything like Dolby noise reduction, or auto calibrating tapes and all that. It's just a very simple cassette deck with just very soft touch eject doors, and they actually take quite a while to open. So I haven't found myself, when I open it, I tend to pull it open just to see what's inside. And this is the record side. You can see a erase head there and a record playback head. It can only record on the B side, and on the A side, this one has tape in it. and it just has a playback head. So pretty it's pretty simple, but for what it does quite a lot of features. I'll just take the top cover off right now so you can see what's inside there. It's actually a pretty simple circuit board. And as you can see when we take the cover off here, it's a pretty simple circuit board inside. You can just see here there's just a simple circuit board for all the capacitors and transistors and the various you can see the motors here. Each cassette deck has its own individual motor for obviously doing everything like recording and playback and all that stuff. We've got it all connected up here, and we're just going to hit play. You can see the flywheel spinning there, moving the motors and all that stuff. That's how it functions on that side. Now I've got it turned back round here, and you can see just how the basic mechanism for the works. I have a cassette tape here of random tunes that I recorded off the YouTube audio library, so it won't give me a copyright strike. It's just one of these cheap Poundland cassettes to show how this unit functions. So basically, I already did several videos of doing high-speed dubbing on this, where I'd copy from one cassette to another, but we just put in the cassette and hit play. And this is how the level meters function. It combines the left and right channels. So I'm sorry if this seems weird, because I'm kind of drunk right now when I'm recording this video. This is some vodka whiskey mixed with Coke. That is a long time to come. This is. And you can do the usual fast forward and rewinding. Here is a fast forward, which you can see. Fast forwards on the mechanism. It probably does a belt or something. Also, one thing that's kind of weird is that on the A side, when you press pause, it sort of goes a bit faster for a minute. So I'll just. You sort of heard a bit of a thing there, where it's sort of increasing the speed. But if I pop it in the B deck, hit play, and it pause, it doesn't. The tape doesn't slip on the. I think it's probably the capstan or something, and it just plays as it should. There you can see there the flywheel spinning. It's being driven by the belt that's pulling around the spindle. This cassette mechanism is probably a Tanishin mechanism, which is pretty much the standard for any cassette deck that isn't a high-end model, which is how pretty much all cassette decks are made these days. Because I believe this model was made in the late 1990s, early 2000s, because I can't really find much information about it out there, other than that this was a standard cassette mechanism that was made to just serve that need for a cassette mechanism, for a dual cassette deck that could do the basic functions. You could play back and record cassettes, I don't know whether the recording is AC bias or DC bias, but I've made some recordings like this. What you're hearing right now, this cassette of YouTube audio library songs was recorded directly to the cassette that's playing right now on this machine, and it sounds pretty good actually. I think it's probably AC bias recording, so it probably doesn't have DC bias. You know, that sibilant sound where it just doesn't sound very good. So it's about 15-20 minutes later. I had a bit of trouble getting the cover back on. I ended up losing one of the screws that secures the cover on the back. Managed to get 5 of the 6 screws on here. I'll have to, you know, this is one of the ones in the fucking back here. The ones that go on the back here, I've got one here. One of them's fucking missing because I ended up losing it on the fucking floor because I'm fucking drunk right now. I'll get one to replace it on time, but yeah, this review is a very good cassette deck. It works as it should. It plays and records cassettes very well. This is my pre-recorded tape of YouTube audio library songs, and yeah, it's a very good cassette deck. Yeah, that's just been this review of the Ariston WX-510 cassette deck. Very little information about it, but it's only caused me a lot of stress of me because I've had to take it apart and I've lost a fucking screw, but it still holds on to it. I won't lose the fucking cover off here because of okay, I eventually found this fucker. I lost it for like about 2 hours or so. Screwing this motherfucker back in. I've already done high speed dubbing on the last few videos. And yeah, it's a very good cassette deck.